be a content writer because content is what makes your digital marketing sell. Are we together? Okay, so I need us to understand that there is no smoke without fire. So also, there is no digital marketing without first identifying, how do I start? Like I've been saying a lot of things like, okay, so now that I want to start digital marketing, how do I start? I studied English in school, okay? I studied English and literature studies. I did not study digital marketing, but you know that when I went for NYSC, I became the social media manager for NYC Bayelsa. My first job was digital marketing strategist because I developed a skill. Now this is how to get started. I have a phone. You need to have a phone that has an internet connection, okay? This is the most basic requirement to get started. With a smartphone and internet connection, you can access various digital marketing tools, research, and stay updated. Number 2, develop your writing skills. I told you the other time, I said there is no way you can be a digital marketer without actually having a knowledge of content writing. No, it works hand in hand. School is not scam. Oh. Don't let anybody tell you that school is scam because, God, you see some post online, I'll be like, this person did not read it before posting because the English is not even coherent. It's very important that you develop your writing skill if you must be a very good digital marketer. Now, the thing is, focus on developing your writing style. Practice writing on various topics and edit your works to improve clarity and coherence. Number 3, take out time to study digital platforms. I know most of us, we just go on WhatsApp and just go and check status. I mean, this is the same WhatsApp somebody is actually making 100K. I made my first 70K from my phone. This phone, it's not even iPhone, because I developed a skill. What did I do? I got a platform, right? I have a social media account. I told myself, I studied English in school. I can be a copywriter. Okay, what did I do? There's so many platforms where you can learn. Allison, Coursera, for free to be a writer. Am I right? Then you go there, study it for like 2-3 weeks. They will give you some guidelines. Before you know it, you're a writer. Then you start looking out for gigs on Fiverr. There are platforms where you can even get gigs to write and even become social. You can even walk into shops. For example, if he is actually into maybe he's selling clothes or something, so I can come to your shop and say, sir, I can be your social media manager because I understand when to post on WhatsApp, when to post on Instagram, when to post on Twitter, the kind of content that should be on TikTok. Do you understand? So you need to, first of all, understand that there are different digital platforms and there are some kind of content you should post on them. Like, for example, on Facebook now, on Facebook Reels, videos will work better. On TikTok, videos work better. On WhatsApp, when you post your, what's it called? Some people on WhatsApp, they'll be like, I'll never chop or come and buy from me. And I see that, I'm like, is that really a marketing strategy? I just feel like you should give your brand some class, right? If you have a website, that's another digital platform that you can have. Anybody from across the world can actually come to your website and actually get your product. Do you understand? For example, I'm into AfriCraft. I use African print to make Ankara. I use African print to make earrings, pardon me. So like pretty much I can actually post my product on WhatsApp catalog. And I'm like, okay, I want to reach a better audience. I run ads. My ads can actually, like someone in France can actually see my product and say, I love your product and I want to order for it. That's because that is what digital marketing will do for you. And that's because I've understood how the social media platform works. Finally, find your niche. Papa was saying something one day. He said, you may have a shop, right? Today, you are selling palm oil. Tomorrow, you are selling biscuits. Next tomorrow, you are selling clothes. No, don't be confused. Ask yourself, what do you want to do with yourself? I don't just go to WhatsApp and post. Because I feel like anybody can see my content. What if, like, for example, I have a baby brother. What if my brother checks my set? I'm like, okay, what am I teaching him, right? So I feel like you need to find yourself a niche. Yeah? You are into clothing. Post about your clothing on your WhatsApp, on your Instagram, on your TikTok, on your Twitter. Post it till the world sees it. Okay? Don't today post palm oil and tomorrow post clothes. No, it won't work. So find your niche. And finally, this is what I'm going to leave us with, right? How do you succeed as a digital marketer? You need to know what is happening. Okay, like I saw the way the dancers were dancing, vain, vain, vain. That song is actually a trend. Anything can trend now in this age. But if you don't know what you want, you just go with the waves. Do you understand? I feel like we need to actually know what we want as individuals. Before you take your phone and post online, ask yourself, what do I really want? What do I want people to know me for? Am I a fashion person? Post your fashion content. There should be a reason why you post. Do you understand? Don't just wake up in the morning, pick your phone, check status. The person you are checking status is making $100,000 from that status you are checking. So what about you? Won't you make some money for yourself? So digital marketing is a skill you can actually develop, and I can teach you if you want to. So, and social media marketing too works hand in hand, but digital marketing is not just about the social media. Funny enough, SMS is digital marketing. Email marketing is digital marketing. Do you understand? Finally, before you can't take the mic from me, the future is digital. The question is, are you ready to shine? Find the niche.
Good evening, church. My name is Peter Alakembi, and I'll quickly be discussing with you on the basics of personal cyber security rather. So cyber security basically is about protecting yourself and your information online. And we're going to be covering the tools and the practices and everything you need to be able to protect yourself from online threats and dangerous things that could harm you negatively online. Okay, so firstly, we'll be discussing on the 3 types of online threats you're going to meet, we're going to discover online. And firstly, we have hackers. So hackers are the ones that try to get into your Facebook accounts, your WhatsApp accounts, your Instagram accounts, basically to get some sort of information that they can use against you. So those are hackers. And then another type of threats you meet online are phishers. Phishers send malicious links in which can deceive you into clicking on it and going to a website where they can extract information from you. And then the third type we have are scammers. Scammers basically try to deceive you with fake investment schemes or platforms or whatever to get money out of you online. So those are scammers. So then quickly we'll just be outlining various practices that you can use to get away from this type of threats. So firstly, the first advice is to use strong passwords. So whenever you're getting your passwords, whenever you're setting your passwords, try to use a combination of letters and numbers. When I mean letters and numbers, you don't use something as simple as your date of birth or something as simple as your child's name for your password, because those are the first things that the hacker tries to, guess to get into your account. And you'll be asking, how do I remember numerous passwords for all my accounts? Use a password manager. You could use Google Passwords. It's a safe and easy way to store all your passwords and then how to get them whenever you need. And secondly, it's to enable 2-factor authentication on all your accounts or social media. You can, on Facebook, there's 2-factor authentication. And this is like a second method of authentication. So if someone guesses your password or someone knows your password, then it's like a second layer of security. And this way, there's like an extra way, and it's making it more difficult for online threats to get into your account. And thirdly, you'd have to just scrutinize every website link that is sent to you. So sometimes someone might send you a link and say, okay, this is an investment scheme, this is a website, click on it and something. You just have to be able to just be a bit skeptical about this type of links, because sometimes you can go to a website where they extract information from your device, or they can get something that could use to harm you. So just scrutinize those type of links. And then thirdly, try to keep your software and your devices up to date. So whenever your phone tells you that you have a software update, or your app tells you, because the manufacturer of these devices and this software, they've put these software updates in place to be able to protect you from threats that you may not even know. And then also be wary of links sent to you via your email. Sometimes the hackers use the email to send you links. And when you click on these links can take you to dangerous websites where scripts can scan through your phone, and then you can get harmed or something through that. So just be very wary of links sent to you via your email. So then we're just going to discuss quickly on social media practices that you can use to be safe online. So the first, you have to be mindful of what you share online. Try as much as possible not to overshare information online. Sometimes you be in Lagos and tomorrow you're in Abuja and all the way you're posting every single your precise location online. I think that's oversharing. Sometimes some people go as much as posting their plane tickets, and that's too much information because hackers and scammers are everyday people like you, and they are using your social media. They are monitoring you, and they can get this information that is to harm you or your relatives. And also be careful of suspicious looking friend requests. Now, one thing you need to understand is that Facebook will never recommend a Nigerian to a foreigner on a friend request. So when you see a white person sending you, it says, just be very skeptical because it's most likely a scam. And vice versa, they are not going to recommend you to a foreigner as they are not going to recommend a foreigner to you. So just be skeptical about that because it could be most likely a scam. And try to shun messages from friends that tell you to share personal information, like something like your date of birth or your year of birth. These are very sensitive information. And if your friend on social media tells you to share this, it's most likely that the account has been compromised and you should disregard messages like that. And sometimes all these bank customer services, if you're not sure, just go to the bank and ask them if this is a real account. So don't share any information to someone that's sensitive information to someone online. And also, there are messages that will tell you you've won so and so giveaway, and you need to send this message to 30 people or 50 people for you, and that's a scam. And most likely you think that what's the harm in that? Let me just share. There's nothing I'm getting to lose. These websites have scripts that run through your phone. And these scripts sometimes can search for ATM passwords, can search for sensitive information, and you might not know you're giving away information to hackers or scammers or phishers. So just be mindful of those links. And then lastly, before I leave, we'll just be talking about how to identify Ponzi schemes. So a Ponzi scheme is loosely defined as a pyramid scheme. So pyramid schemes are basically anyone that tells you refer somebody to bring somebody to earn more. There are many examples. They've come in the past. So basically, these Ponzi schemes, how they earn their money is that they use your investments, the earlier investments, to pay later investors. And when the investors are getting too much to a particular point where the organizers' profit is getting smaller than what they expect, they crash the scheme. That's why Ponzi schemes have a lifespan, they get to end. And yes, you say it's legit, it's always paying, this is legitimate, but it is a scam. Why? Because it's going to crash at a particular point. And one major thing you need to look out to identify these Ponzi schemes is that the return of investment is overly high. When you calculate how much you're earning in a month from what you invested, you see that it's more than 10%. A bank, real estate, bonds will not offer you more than 10%. Those are legitimate investments. And when you calculate 10 by 12 in a year, you see that you have 120% return of investment. It's obscene. And the return of investment is very high, and the risk is low. What do I mean by the risk is low? They might tell you simple things such as perform daily tasks, do this one and do this one. These are simple tasks, and you mean that, oh, what am I losing? I go online and I do these tasks and I earn money. It's a scam, because at the end it's going to crash. And one thing that many people don't know is when it's going to crash. They say, okay, no be my turn, it go crash. They invest, and then 1 week later it's gone. So that's one thing you need to know about Ponzi schemes, and that is how it ended. And one other thing you need to know is that they have lack of transparency. They are not transparent at all. When you go online and search, like there's the recent one that just crashed, IAS. And when you look at IAS online, you see that it is actually a real company, but it's not an investment scheme. IAS is a company that deals with internet data and something else, and they don't have a Nigerian arm, and they are not even into investment. When you search about IAS NG, you have no information that comes up. So you know that, okay, this is shady. When you want to invest, try and do your own research. Go through, search, and look at this thing. For example, the IAS URL on your browser, you'd see that the IAS was dreamonlinework.com. It should be shady. You look at it and say, this is not something that's legit. What's the name IAS and that's Dream Online Work? When you look at it, you know that this is a scam. At the end, it's not like it's going to pay. It's going to pay some people. And then when the organizers have seen that, oh, we've gotten enough money, the profits are becoming too low, they crash it. And that's just basically how Ponzi schemes operate. So when next time you look out for this type of things and you know that, okay, yes, this is a Ponzi scheme, and you don't invest your money. So basically, I think this is all, and if we adhere to these simple rules and simple tricks, we'll basically have a better online experience and be safer from scammers and phishers. Thank you.
This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. I don't know about you, but this little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. Let it shine, let it shine, let it shine. There's someone here, your future scares you. You feel like you can't, like you fear the failure of the future. You know who you are, but you are scared because you feel, I don't know how I'll go about this. God said, when I send you, I make provision. Yes. And he said that your fear is making you, it is a seed.